How's it going, everybody? Nerds Rising here, and welcome back to the Nerd Cave. In today's video, we're going to be doing things just a little bit differently. If you're a returning viewer of my channel, you've probably already noticed that I'm not set up in the same location that I normally am, and it's also a little bit different style introduction than it normally is. Now, if you're new to the channel and you don't know any better, normally what I do is I commentate on battles pretty thoroughly. I don't go off on too many tangents. I stick to the plan. I commentate on the battles. I teach you guys how to use the team. I talk about plays I could have made, plays the opponents could have made, just typical GBL style stuff. That's normally what I do. That's normally what I will continue to do as well. But in today's video, I'm honestly just not feeling like it, guys. I don't really care about the Psychic Cup that much. This is a very good team. I did go up over 200 elo with it, but I'm just truly tired. I'm coming off of 3 12-hour night shifts in a row, and it's late at night. It's like 1:30 in the morning. I slept for like 3 hours today after my night shift, so I should be in bed, but instead, I am sitting on my futon recording a video that I don't really feel like recording. So what I've decided to do is just roll out my new style video, which is going to be chilling in the Nerd Cave. And what that's going to be is me just kind of loosely commentating on the battles, shooting the shit, talking about random stuff, and letting you guys enjoy like 15 minutes of battles while I do it. So let's get into it here. We're going to get it rolling because it's going to be, I think, probably 16 or so, 15, 16 minutes of battles. And occasionally I will, point out something with the team. Again, this is a very good team. It is an ABC style team where the Galarian Slowbro on the lead is going to be covering our weakness to the Fairy in the back, where obviously the Rapidash is the C and the ABC, where it is neutral, so it will be our safe switch, and it also really just doesn't love other fairies because Gardevoir will just charm it down pretty comfortably. So Galarian Slowbro is going to be covering those weaknesses in the back, and then Malamar will be our closer with that really nice dark coverage on this meta. So if you're wondering here why I banked so much energy on the Slowbro and then I bring in the Malamar, the reason for that is basically I was just recognizing that they have two things that are super weak to my Malamar, the Alolan Raichu on the lead and then the Deoxys. So I'm figuring that they're probably going to have a super good answer to the Malamar in the back, like a Fairy potentially. So even though Rapidash would have been a better answer to the Deoxys, I bring the Malamar in there just to sack it and get some use out of it and keep it away from whatever they have in the back that probably hard beats it. And as you guys are going to see, the energy I stored on the Slowbro comes in clutch because we're going to take out this Raichu. We outpaced them. We outpaced the Deoxys as well. Got their shield, outpaced them, took out the Raichu, and sure enough, there's the Fairy in the back. And Gardevoir gets absolutely crushed by the Slowbro. So that honestly is probably the only battle I'm going to fully commentate on, guys, because I have a lot of things I want to talk about. But I do have this video time marked. So if you are truly wanting to, improve your gameplay or learn how to use the team, you definitely will still be able to do that from this video. You'll just have to pay attention to what I'm actually doing and not to what I'm saying, because I'm going to be talking about some random crap. So yeah, as you're seeing here, we take switch advantage in this battle, and switch advantage is all we need because now Malamar is going to be aligned to the Slowking, and that's just going to be GG for the opponent. So the video is going to be time marked. If you want to learn how to play the different leads, different kind of team comps, just look through the time marks. You can just skip through the video if you want to. But the first thing I was wanting to talk about in Chilling in the Nerd Cave is going to be, all the drama with the new cheat that was recently exposed by Poké and all the ensuing drama around that. Now, I didn't really feel the urge to make a full video on it because by the time I even learned what it was, there was already like, I don't know, 6 or 7 different posts and videos about it. I've got the only reason I'm actually even talking about it now is because a few people have asked me in the comments what my stance on it is, and obviously my stance is the same as everybody else in the community. Like, obviously this should not be. This is really bad, and I'm not going to really get into much with Poké just because he's kind of a sensitive topic to talk about, just because there's so many people that absolutely love him and probably even more people that absolutely hate him. But I mean, I think he's right You know, clearly this was something that needed to be brought to the attention of the community and really to Niantic, because this kind of cheating is just horrible for the game. Regardless of how many people were actually doing it, the fact that this technology exists and is able to be easily created on a Discord means that someone else could probably easily do it as well. And even though there's probably not many people that are cheating right now, like statistically, you've probably never come across someone that's using this actual format, but the fact that it exists is a very scary thing, to where, you know, it takes away a huge part of the game, which is team reading, which, I mean, even in that first battle there, the way I played that battle was fully because I was reading that there was a fairy in the back, so I saved my Slowbro. But if somebody has access to a program that literally tells you exactly what's in the back and what moveset it has, that is a very big advantage to have over your opponent. So yes, Niantic needs to step in. This should be stopped. I don't care if there's one person doing it. The technology, they need to figure out how to stop the technology is really what they need to do. So, well, I don't know if that's possible. I'm in healthcare. I literally know absolutely nothing about anything engineering or mechanical or anything with computers. Honestly, I literally barely even know what I'm doing recording this video right now, guys. It took me like to put together this like bare bones, like, you know, I don't know what you want to call it, display that you're seeing with the graphics. To put together the original thing, it took me almost a month to get my graphics together. And if you go back and watch my old content, please don't, by the way, please don't watch my first video. The graphics were a literal crap, and it still took me like almost an entire month to put them together. So that just tells you how much I know about like anything technical. But yeah, Niantic needs to step in with this whole cheating thing, and cheating in general. I mean, you can't stop all cheating. It's literally impossible. Anyone that's ever played any video game in their entire life knows that if it's a video game, there's gonna be cheaters. I mean, throwback to like every single Call of Duty game where there's people that have like aimbots and people that are literally invulnerable that you can't even kill like with your bullets. Like the bullets just don't even hurt them. Like, you just kind of play around it because it's just part of the game. So the cheating that we really experience most frequently is going to be spoofing, which I don't think is as harmful to the community as this new cheat is, because spoofing ultimately is kind of like a do it at your own risk type thing. Like, it's known that you can get banned if you spoof, but the only advantage it really gives you is it just allows you to have access to a wider variety of Pokemon than the average person like myself who doesn't spoof, who just, you know, has to go collect their Pokemon the legit way. I mean, it does give you an advantage for sure to spoof, but I don't think that it should be like thought of in the same light as this new cheat. So anyway, I'm not going to get into spoofing too much just because I know a lot of people that do it. I don't want to offend anyone. I personally don't do it just because I think part of that's because I'm not as serious about the game as I used to be. I never spoofed even when I was super hardcore about the game, but I mostly just play the game for my own enjoyment and just for pleasure, and that's why I make the videos as well. So I don't really feel the need to spoof in order to do that. Now, obviously, if I did spoof, I'm sure I would get even cooler content out to you guys, but it's just not worth it for me as a part-time content creator to risk my 7-year-old Pokemon Go account to spoof. But anyway, that was the first topic I wanted to talk about, the cheat. Excuse me, guys. And by the way, I don't remember if I mentioned this in the intro or not, but this is going to be an unedited format where if I like drastically screw up the commentary at some point, I'm not going to be re-recording it. Oftentimes it takes me like, oh gosh, like 20 tries to get an intro right on my videos, just because I have a lot to say and I talk really fast and I kind of get lost in all the things I'm saying and kind of forget what I actually want to say. I'm sure you guys have noticed that, but it takes me oftentimes multiple attempts to get my intros done. But in this style video, in the Chillin' in the Nerd Cave, I will not be redoing absolutely anything. I'm just going to be fully saying whatever the hell I want and letting you guys deal with it. So feel free to call me out on any dumb things I say in the comments, because I'm sure that I will have said multiple things that are dumb by the time this video ends. But anyway, that was the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I wanted to talk about was just in relation to the state of YouTube GBL as a whole. Obviously, I am a part-time content creator. If you're new to the channel and you don't know this, I am a part-time content creator. I should probably have started with that. I do work full-time. I am a full-time father as well as a full-time husband as well. and I just kind of have a lot of things I am required to do in my daily life. Obviously, taking care of a 1-year-old is one of the main ones, where obviously if I'm not working, which I do work night shift, by the way, in healthcare, which is a pretty busy job, then I'm switching back to day shift to help my wife take care of my son. So naturally, you know, making Pokemon videos is not the highest thing on the totem pole anyway for me, but in the last however many weeks it's been since the new season started, I'm sure you guys have noticed there has been so many videos dropped by a lot of the big content creators. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that's bad. I mean, Home Slice Henry is one of my all-time favorite content creators. I watched every single one of his videos, but I mean, for a while there with the new updates and the new mons that have come out, he was pumping out like 2-3 videos a day. And then you got Jonkus, who, like, I don't know how that man is so fast, but Jonkus literally like bangs out like 4 videos sometimes in a day, and they literally cover like all the main things that I want to like, you know, I'll come up with a really cool team and I'll be like, yeah, this is going to be an awesome team. Like, I'll think about the team for a couple days. Like for example, with this team, I had been thinking about this team for like a couple days already, and by the time I even like got to even have a chance to record the video, there was already like 5 videos out with Galarian Slowbro and Rapidash and Malamar. All these Pokemon have already been featured. So basically what I'm bitching about here, guys, is as a small part-time channel, it is very difficult to compete with all of the other content creators that are a lot bigger than myself that put out videos a lot more frequently. So basically what I've noticed because of that is in the last like 2-3 weeks, my views have been absolutely terrible, to where, I mean, I'm not expecting to get 20k views on my videos because I only have 2,800 subscribers, but I mean, for a while there, I was banging out like 3, 4k, sometimes 5k, 6k views with an occasional, like, you know, 10k plus view video. For like months I was doing it, and you know, I felt pretty good about it. You know, I'm not trying to bitch about views, but as a content creator, if you put out content and you get like hardly any views, it really does make it harder to have the motivation to put out these videos when people aren't as interested in them. And I totally understand why people aren't clicking on my videos when they've already seen 3 Home Slice Henry videos that day, because obviously you're gonna watch Home Slice Henry over me. I would watch Home Slice Henry over myself any day, and it just makes so much sense to, you know, not watch a video from a smaller content creator when you've already kind of had your content needs for the day satisfied by somebody that's better than me. So basically, making content has been really rough for me in the last 2-3 weeks. I have had a couple decent videos in there sprinkled in, but I've had like 2 or 3 videos that didn't even break 2k views, which if you look back at my videos, I haven't had a video under 2k views for like 4 months or something crazy, which is pretty wild, to be completely honest. Just how, because you'd think that, you know, with all the new upgrades and like Pokemon move updates and new Pokemon in the game, that you would get more views on your videos, but ultimately it's been the opposite, just because the YouTube GBL has just been so oversaturated right now. So my point of saying this is not to bitch, mainly just to talk about it, because I haven't really talked about it out loud at all. I have been talking about it with Jamie Finn a little bit and with King GBL, because they're both experiencing the exact same thing that I'm experiencing right now, which is basically, again, just like their videos were getting a lot of views and now they're not. And again, that's just because there's so much content out there right now that as a viewer, you kind of just have to pick and choose what you're going to watch. And if you have the choice to pick, you know, a Nerds Rising video or a Home Slice Henry video, you're probably going to choose the Home Slice Henry video. Like I said, I would definitely be choosing the Home Slice Henry video. So basically what I'm saying, guys, not to bitch too much, but if you enjoy my content in general, please make sure that you're always liking it, even if it's maybe not like your favorite video ever. Like, for example, the Psychic Cup is really boring. I truly don't care that much about it. Do I actually, in my heart, do I actually like the Psychic Cup? No, not really. But if I'm watching one of my guys like Jamie Finn or King GBL or somebody else I watch regularly that's a smaller content creator, am I going to drop a like on their video? Absolutely. Do I always have time to watch every single one of every single video that comes out from content creators, whether big or small? No, I truly don't have the time in my day, because, you know, videos are typically 15 to 25 minutes long, and you've already heard me talk about all the stuff I have to do. And if my 1-year-old is hollering in the background and trying to fall down the stairs, then I can't really just be banging out like 6 videos in a row. So you've got to pick and choose, but at the very least, I go over to my boy King GBL's page or Jamie Finn if I don't have time to watch the video, and I drop a like. At the very least, I drop a like. Usually I try to drop a comment as well, and I'm not telling you guys to drop a comment on every video, but even if you don't watch the video, if you just go on my page, click the video, and like it, that truly does help, because the YouTube algorithm is all about engagement. So if YouTube algorithm detects that your video is getting better than normal engagement, it'll start putting the video out to more viewers, which helps my views ultimately in the end. So that is the rant on the GBL oversaturation on YouTube right now. I'm sure you guys have felt it as viewers. I know I felt it as a content creator. But yeah, that's the end of my complaining about that. And was that, I can't remember if there was something else I was going to talk about. I don't remember. That actually might have been it. Maybe I should actually commentate on a battle or two. But yeah, do let me know, guys, in the comments. I believe we are getting down to like the last 2 or 3 battles here. Do let me know in the comments what you think about this kind of video style in general. It has been something I've been thinking about doing for a while, just because I've had some people tell me, like, you know, I really love your videos. I love your like rants and your nonchalant like kind of little tangents you go off on during videos. So I've been thinking like maybe I would make like a podcast style type video like this, where I just like have the battles playing. Maybe I'll point out something, you know, occasionally on it, but for the most part, it's just going to be me talking. So that's why I'm doing this, guys. I've been thinking about it for a while. Shout out to actually, I think it was Mimic Dad. Shout out to Mimic Dad in the comments. He left a comment a while back on one of my videos that he was actually listening to my video in the car, which is really cool. Like, it's the fact that there's people out there that think my content is interesting enough to where they would actually listen to it and not actually watch it, which is kind of interesting, because, you know, typically I always thought that people watched my videos because of my gameplay, because again, I am a multi-time legend, and even though I don't always push super hard for like the leaderboards, I do typically have some pretty decent gameplay. But apparently there's people out there that just enjoy listening to me talk about random BS, and if you're one of those people, I truly appreciate you. I really do. So let's get into these last couple battles here, because they are losses. Claydol is a very difficult thing to see on this team, especially on the lead. Now, if we can get it lined up against the Malamar, it's a very nice matchup, but unfortunately it was on the lead. We weren't able to take back switch with the Rapidash. We could have baited. I think that switch there ultimately came down to me full sending the Mega Horn and them shielding it, whereas if I would have baited, I would have made a Mega Horn after the bait. But unfortunately, I do, you know, I typically like to full send the nukes. A lot of you guys have heard me say that, but, you know, you can't always call them all correctly. The opponent here actually plays very well here in the endgame. Sorry, guys, I'm, like, itching super bad here. That's probably because of this dang cat. Actually, after we commentate on this, I'll end the video by telling a quick story about my cat. But the opponent here makes a beautiful undercharge of this surf. Check this out. He undercharges the surf, and that allows him to get a couple extra water guns, and that allows him to outpace me just before I farm him down. He needed one more Psycho Cut to farm him down, and I would have left with a move. But because of that undercharge, he ends up winning. But anyway, this cat here now, we've had her for, her name's Laurel. I just refer to her as Kitten. She actually has a collar on that literally says Kitten on it, because we literally never call her by her name. It's just always Kitten. But we've had her now for over 4 years, and I am extremely allergic to cats. I mean, like, I had allergy testing. I mean, I'm allergic to pretty much everything, but I had allergy testing when I was younger, and cats was like, it was all these things that I was allergic to, and then cats was like way up here, was like the thing I was most allergic to out of everything else. And we go to this animal shelter that's called the Cat Cafe, like the word cat with "fey" at the end, like a play on the word cafe. But anyway, you can go in there and drink your coffee and pet cats and blah, blah, blah. But if you want to adopt the cats, it is also a shelter, so you can actually adopt the cats. And we went there to get coffee, and my wife fell in love with this little cat that's behind me right now. And she literally did not care so much that I was allergic to this cat that she was basically just like, go get yourself an albuterol inhaler from your doctor so that you don't like wheeze and die. And if you guys don't know what albuterol is, that is the fast-acting inhalant that you use and like people with asthma use to open their airway if they start wheezing. And I'm so allergic to cats that it literally makes my airway shut. So I literally, when I first got this cat, I was literally using my albuterol inhaler like multiple times a day just to breathe in my own home. And my wife liked the cat so much that she was willing for me to almost die in order to get that cat. So that is the end of my cat rant. I have plenty more things I could say about this cat behind me, but that being said, folks, that is the end of the video. Hopefully, if you were here to actually learn how to use the team, you were able to do that by watching my gameplay while I just kind of aimlessly complained about random things and talked about random subjects. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you thought about this style of video. I will maybe do it again in the future if you guys enjoy it. And that being said, if you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed, please consider doing so, because the more subscribers we can get, the more Pokemon my wife will let me play.